Good afternoon, everybody. On today's Business Applications Lunch and Learn, we're going to be diving into Azure Cognitive Services and how Microsoft is empowering customer service organizations to understand what type of language and sentiment is coming into that call center and using Microsoft Flow and Dynamics 365 to leverage all of those skills to be able to understand and what that customer experience is happening inside your customer service organizations. If you're new to the Microsoft Business Applications Lunch and Learn, hit the subscribe button below. Every Monday, we showcase value across that ecosystem and how your organization can take advantage of Microsoft's leading cloud filled with AI, Azure, Dynamics 365, and the Power Platform, and a whole lot more. On the Teams call, I've got my colleague, Jeff Innes. Jeff, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Nick?
I'm really excited for our demonstration. In preparing for today and just looking at the impact that you're about to showcase and how we can simulate, calling into a call center, it really is awesome. And I know our audience is gonna really love seeing all of that empowerment for driving customer outcomes. So thank you for your time today, and we really appreciate it.
Great. It's my pleasure for sure. Well, let's get into our subject matter today. And first off, I'm just going to give you a bit of intro into what we're going to be taking a look at as we get to our live demonstration here. So I'm going to share out my screen and I'll put on my headset for our actual live demonstration. Okay, so as you mentioned, we're going to be taking a look at how we can harness the investments that Microsoft's making in AI and machine learning to empower agents within the contact center. And we're going to be showcasing this in the context of conversational intelligence. So what we're going to be taking a look at here is how we can use the various different cognitive services that Microsoft has created, including the speech service of cognitive services, the Lewis service for language understanding, the content moderator service, and also our text analytics service. And what we're going to be doing is understanding the conversation as it's taking place, both the agent side of the conversation and the customer side of the conversation. And in real time, understanding what is being said and what is being requested by the customer, and then contextually providing insights and actions that the agent can take. This is going to greatly augment their productivity, especially if we've got, let's say, a new agent in the contact center. We're giving them the insights and intelligence about what it is they need to do to address this customer's need. And we're doing it in real time. Okay, and we're going to see how we can do this across channels. So we're going to be showcasing the voice channel most prominently in our demo today, and how we can understand the conversation as it's taking place. But the same capabilities can work across other channels, including chat, SMS, and messaging platforms, real-time email, as we'll showcase in the demo, and more. And some of the key values that we're able to do are to understand sentiment trends, not only within the conversation at hand, like the real-time interaction, but understand them as a whole. Because as we're tracking, sentiment and the trend of sentiment within that individual interaction, because we're saving that back into our repository, our central repository of customer interaction data within the Dynamics platform, we were able to then glean insights at a kind of a macro level about the sentiment trends for a particular product, service, customer base, set of agents, and more. And we're also leveraging, insights in terms of key words or phrases or concepts that are coming up continually in conversations. And we're also analyzing for instances of watchwords that are specific to the actual business at hand. So a business can tailor the intelligence, such as the Lewis service for language understanding, and the content moderator for specific kind of watchwords and phrases, so that we can be taking action based on intelligence that is specific to the actual kind of enterprise or organization that the solution is being deployed for. Okay, so with that, let's take a look at our demonstration.
So we're going to be kicking off our demonstration here, and as Nick mentioned, I'm going to be playing Jeff, and I'm an agent within the Contoso Contact Center. And so what we're looking at here is my desktop. I'm using Microsoft's Unified Service Desk here, and this is our consolidated agent desktop that gives me, as an agent within the contact center, all of the tools that I need to be able to engage consistently with our customers across channels, whether it's the voice channel, live chat, email channel, and more. So we're going to see in the course of the demonstration how I'm able to receive a call and how I'm empowered with insights and guidance and access to contextual line of business applications to be able to drive towards those consistent resolutions for our customers. So that's just to kind of level set in terms of what we're looking at here. And this is my dashboard that gives me insight into the cases and activities that I, as an agent within the contact center, may be picking up and working when I'm not engaged in a real-time interaction here. But within the actual contact center, I've got access to additional capabilities such as live chat, as we're seeing here. I've got my soft phone that's integrated. And just as a sidebar, we're making use of Microsoft's channel integration framework, which allows the ready integration of various different channels into the Dynamics 365 platform here. And so our product group, as a part of the release of the channel integration framework, they provided a sample application for a sample soft phone that can be integrated. And so that's what we're taking advantage of here to bring in that telephony channel. In the course of the demonstration, we're going to see how I receive a call on this soft phone. And using that channel integration framework, it is going to allow us to do a screen pop and to engage with bidirectional communication of this particular channel in the soft phone with the agent desktop as a whole. So that, in a nutshell, is what we're looking at here. This is my consolidated desktop and the kind of consolidated single pane of glass that allows me to engage with our customers across those channels there. And so now we're going to transition over and see what happens when Nick, who's playing the role of our customer Jim Glynn, calls in and the call is directed to me as the agent within the contact center.
Jeff, that's excellent, right? Many customers are looking to leverage a relationship with various organizations on various channels. One could be from the phone, one could be over email, one could be social. That unified channel framework really allows the aggregation of all of those various channels to be consolidated for that agent experience. And so many channels are transforming depending upon the customer's preferences. It's important for organizations to be on the channels that their customers are preferring. And then you get the ability to aggregate all that is really a unifying factor for enabling and empowering Microsoft's customers with this amazing channel framework to deliver excellent customer outcomes. So it's nice to see that Microsoft has engineered that and customers don't need to do all of that heavy lifting.
Hi, how can I help you today?
Can I please make a payment?
Sure, I can help you make a payment. How else can I help you today?
I'm really frustrated because the hardware I bought from you is a piece of crap.
I'm sorry to hear that. I can help you. Can you give me some details about it?
I need some information on resetting my router.
I can definitely help you.
By the way, my social is 123-456-789.
I don't need that, thank you, but it appears your router needs to be repaired or replaced.
Can I return my router?
Yes, would you like to post it to us or bring it to a store?
I'd like to bring it to the nearest store.
Great, I'll send you the details momentarily.
Oh wait, I think there's been some fraud on my account.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Our supervisors and fraud team have been automatically notified for immediate investigation and will follow up shortly.
Thanks, I appreciate that. Looking forward to it.
Thanks for calling and have a great day.
Thank you, you too.
Okay, so what we saw there was Nick calling in, taking on the role of Jim Glynn. As he called in, we were able to recognize his calling number and use our soft phone integrated via via the channel integration framework to automatically do our screen pop. And as we were having our conversation, we were transcribing the conversation in real time, capturing both what the agent was saying and what the customer was saying separately, since they were available on different audio streams. And for each utterance, we were analyzing them, not only with the transcription powered by the speech service of the cognitive services, we were also analyzing it with the language understanding intelligence service to understand the intent of what was being expressed. And then based on that intent, we can provide guidance to the agent so that they can immediately take the action that's associated with that intent. And so that greatly expedites their productivity. If you can envision a new agent within the contact center who's not sure how to, for example, process a payment or where to go to find the nearest locations to a given customer so that they can execute a return, we're providing them with that guidance right here in real time based on that conversation that's transpiring. So in addition to that, a couple of the other things that you'll see are we're using the content moderator service, another cognitive service, to identify offensive terms or profanity. And we're also using it to identify personally identifiable information, such as an email address, a phone number, a social, or otherwise. And then one final thing that you'll have seen is that when our customer made mention of possible fraud, we were using the ability to upload your own customized list of watchwords to identify that, hey, they mentioned fraud. And with that, we automatically kicked off in real time a flow with Microsoft's Flow to initiate a notification to the fraud team so that they could take immediate action. So that's another example of how we can use this real-time intelligence to not only provide guidance to the agent, but to also, ensure quality in the conversation and in real time make those critical notifications, such as, let's say, an escalation or otherwise, so that we can optimize the operations not only within the contact center, but within the business as a whole. And so now that we've wrapped things up, I'm just going to drill down into the actual phone call activity. And so what we're going to do is we'll take the transcript and all of the metadata about that call. And when the call is completed, we append that to the phone call record here. So you can see we've got high-level insight into the sentiment of the call as a whole. We've got our conversation keywords that we've captured through our text analytics service. And a little bit further here, we've got our full transcript that was captured throughout the entire conversation. And so by having this metadata captured against the phone call record, we're able to glean, very robust insights about the performance of our agents, the key elements that are crucial to our customers, the things that are important to our customers through the keywords. And we've got insights that allow us to, analyze through insights, Power BI, and otherwise across our organization as a whole with the insights that we're gleaning from these real-time conversational insights here.
Jeff, that's amazing. When you look at the ability to harness the text analytics, the sentiment detection, and to be able to empower agents that might be new to your organization, and then also leveraging the insights captured against the customer's record, that's really empowering. And it's really a huge game changer for customer service organizations.
Absolutely. We've seen some great excitement from the customers that we've been engaging with. The ability to harness the power of AI and machine learning, not only in a kind of a direct customer-facing context, as you might expect with, let's say, customer-facing bots, but using it to empower the agent right there within the contact center and provide them with that guidance. It really is a game changer. And now let's step into what's kind of going on a little bit behind the scenes here, and I'll give some insight into how everything fits together here. So we saw this in the context of the Unified Service Desk. one of Microsoft's experiences to empower agents within the contact center. And so that was really the kind of focal point of the demonstration. On the left-hand side, you can see we're tapping into Dynamics 365, of course, to pull in the Unified Service Desk configurations that will dictate how the Unified Service Desk will function, its layout, but probably most importantly for our demo, how we will take actions based on the intents that have been recognized and how we will send off real-time alerts. So that's being brought in from the Unified Service Desk configurations that are made by administrators. And of course, we're pulling in customer and case data from the Dynamics 365 platform as well. Coming over to the right-hand side here, we are tapping into a wealth of cognitive services within Microsoft's Azure platform. So first off, what we're doing is we're capturing the audio both from the agent's microphone as well as from the customer's perspective, and that's coming from the agent's speaker output. So we're assuming a soft phone here, and because the soft phone is running through the desktop, we've got access to both the agent's voice through the mic, as I mentioned, and then whatever is coming out through the speaker output on their device is coming from the customer side of the conversation. And the great thing there is by using those as our audio inputs, we're able to differentiate between the audio streams, the agent side and the customer side. And then let's say we've got some profanity that's being detected through the content moderator service. We'll want to behave differently if that's being uttered by the customer as opposed to the agent. So it'd, very likely it's going to be of, major significance if an agent is using profanity on the call, and we're able to distinguish those two audio streams effectively and take action appropriately there. So we're capturing the audio from the agent's device itself. And then we're analyzing that with the speech service within cognitive services to do that transcription. We can make we can tap into the SDK that's available for the speech service to make that call, giving a language understanding intelligence service model number, which basically is a trained model specific to the kind of enterprise scenario at hand. And so that allows us to recognize intents that are specific to the scenario or specific to the customer that this solution has been implemented for. So we're making that single call, getting back the transcribed text as well as any detected intents. And that's being brought back to the Unified Service Desk. We're also taking the text that's captured, sending it to the Text Analytics API, and we're doing that for two reasons. One is to determine the sentiment of each utterance as it's captured, and we saw those being manifested in the happy faces or the the frowning faces, as well as a numerical value giving an indication of the sentiment that was detected. And we're also using the Text Analytics API to ascertain what the overall conversation keywords are. So those keywords will add additional metadata to allow us to, automatically understand the context of the conversation and more. And those are being brought back. We can take actions off of the sentiment and keywords that have been detected. An example of that would be auto escalation to a supervisor. And then we're also tapping into our content moderator, passing the text that's been captured in, and then getting back any profanity, personally identifiable information, and custom watchwords. And so in the actual demo itself, we saw how that fraud watchword that we had uploaded to the Content Moderator API allowed us to automatically trigger that notification via flow so that we were giving a real-time alert to supervisors or the fraud detection and investigation team in this kind of fictional context here. So that, in a kind of a nutshell, is what's going on behind the scenes here. And it's all brought together by a custom control. It's basically a .NET-based control that is managing the capturing of the audio streams and the sending of the resulting data to the various different cognitive services so that we can bring it back and provide this real-time, insights and intelligence as a part of that conversation there.
Jeff, it's amazing the ability to harness all of the components within Microsoft's business applications ecosystem, starting with Azure and our cognitive services and the award-winning Microsoft machine learning and cognitive services in AI, and marry that with the Dynamics platform, the unified service desk, Microsoft Flow, and to be able to bring that together to help drive agent productivity through the use of AI and that speech and language and that text analytics. It really is. It's phenomenal. I'm amazed every time I see it, and it's something that our customers can take advantage of now. And customers are deploying this in their call center today.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, our ability to harness the deep investments that Microsoft is making in the AI and machine learning space in an easy to consume manner through our cognitive services, it's really impactful and drives real value within the contact center. And so, thinking, beyond what we saw in our initial demonstration, we saw this in the context of a voice call, but the same intelligence can be brought across channels, whether it's the phone channel, the email channel, the real-time chat channel as well. We can harness the same insights across those channels. So just as a quick example here, if I were to go to my dashboard within the Unified Service Desk, open up one of the emails that I've got on my docket, we can see we're opening up the email. When we take a look at the contents of this email, we're able to basically break it down into individual statements, if you will, and then apply the same intelligence across that email to give insights to the agent about how they can take action on this particular email, and provide insights about the sentiment and the keywords of this particular communication with the customer as well. So this really ties into our goal in terms of empowering agents to provide consistency regardless of the channel you're interacting on, whether it's phone, email, and more. We can provide these same intelligent capabilities to provide agent enablement as a kind of within our kind of unified agent desktop.
Yeah, Jeff, it's extremely powerful too to be able to identify those custom keywords, right? So in the demonstration, I gave you my social security number, but the ability to listen and to have automatic notification for financial services or healthcare or anything else that's applicable to your industry, and to be able to automatically listen for that and have a defined process using Microsoft Flow and the text analytics and the business process engine that's deep ingrained within Dynamics 365 and the business applications ecosystem. That's where, from a compliance, a security, and automation, you can help to capture that from a security standpoint and automation and understanding of what's happening within that conversation. That's just awesome. Like, I look at it and like the PII or the financial services, right? The ability for somebody to say, hey, I guarantee you that you're going to get 20% return on this mutual fund or what have you. Like, there's so many just cool ways to take advantage of it. Jeff, this has been excellent. Thank you for showcasing all of Microsoft's Azure Cognitive Services and the language understanding services married with the unified service desk to help drive business outcomes, leveraging Microsoft AI for Microsoft's customer service teams. We really appreciate it. We're going to put all of the documentation and how to get started in the description below. So take a look at the description, give the video a thumbs up, or feel free to share it. Jeff, thank you for your time today. Is there anything that you want to share before we wrap up?
Yeah, thanks, Nick, for the opportunity to dive into agent enablement and how we can drive that through our investments in intelligence. And so we'll include some resources, including how to get started with bringing in your channels through the channel integration framework into the Unified Service Desk, and how to get started with our cognitive services. So thanks for having me.
Hey, Jeff, we really appreciate your sharing your time and your talent. If this was helpful, feel free to give it a thumbs up. And until next week, on behalf of Jeff and myself, we appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.